in the bottom. So much better.
I alluded to some changes that have been made. We got to get into these trades. We have an alert. There's some trades been made in the league, and we got to go ahead and cover those. There's been three trades in the league thus far, from my understanding. As it turns out, it seems that Team LAV has put in a trade to the Bayou Boys. They're sending Khalil Shakir to the Bayou Boys in exchange for Zach Charbonnet. I spoke on that. Zach Charbonnet was unable to play. That's the player I was speaking about. He was unable to play in that because he had some stuff going on. He had some issues and he was unable to clear. Um, but he was the first trade made. And then we have another trade that came on between them kids of mine. This trade was met with a little bit of controversy. Uh, it was a trade between them kids of mine and Team LAV. Again, LAV's on another trade. Second trade, he receives Antonio Gibson. Before spoke of Antonio Gibson, Demarcus Robinson, and Garrett Wilson. We did not speak about Garrett Wilson, but he looks to be the centerpiece of that trade, and he traded James Conner. Antonio Gibson, Demarcus, this is just saying, Antonio Gibson, Demarcus Robinson, and Garrett Wilson have been traded to them kids of mine for James Conner. There's been some controversy about this trade and some grumblings. People don't appear to or seem to be happy about this trade, but it looks like Team LAV has made two trades. They made two trades before the matchup. That's not normal. That's different. Most people don't do stuff like that. And then wait, hold on. There is another trade going on this weekend as we go and we finish all the games and we start out today in our play. We see that Team Greedy has decided to send Brock Bowers to Team LAV. Brock Bowers, Tank Bigsby, and Isaac Garendo in exchange for Antonio Gibson. Wow. Deontay Johnson and Demarcus Robinson. So he essentially packaged Antonio Gibson and Demarcus Robinson along with Deontay Johnson for Brock Bowers. Whoa. Team LAV has won the weekend. Team LAV appears to have won the weekend. It seems like there was something going on, but I think Team LAV just had some things he wanted to get done, and he was able to get them done. I'm gonna throw it to my co-host here before we interview Team LAV. Let's see. Who wants to go first on this? What do you think about these moves and these sudden trades early in the season? It seemed like no one wanted to do any trade, but LAV seems to be able to get some motion. Swift, what do you think about these trades? I want to get your expert opinion. What do you think about these trades? Have you seen anything like this before?
About it. I know you trade happy, nigga. I know you trade happy, nigga. Let me tell you about it. If you want my expert opinion, let me tell you about it. I had a lot of calls. How many teams in the league? 18. So minus me and Mo, that leaves 16. Minus you and the dude and them kids, that leaves 14. So I had about 7 or 8 calls to my phone. Okay. And they were saying, first of all, let's start with you and them kids. You and your first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, whatever.
Feet up on this, man. I'll let me know.
Let's talk about this. They said collusion. They said boys is trying to split the pot. They said block it. They said, can we vote to block it? What I'm gonna say on that trade right there is to give up James Conner this early. It's crazy work. Garrett Wilson. We see Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay, Pete. He's not Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay. So to give up James Conner to your first cousin is crazy work. You know you only get 2 trades from each team, so that's 1 trade burn from you 2 niggas. Second of all, you said you got Brock Bowers back. Brock Bowers back for D-Rob, Gibson, and Johnson. Let me say this. Greedy. Greedy. You know, me seeing Joe, we all fuck with you, gang. If a nigga send you a trade, gang, let a nigga know something, gang. I know we playing each other next week. That's cool. But let a nigga know something so a nigga might get top the trade. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just say this, LAV. I'm not mad at you for getting busy. You know what I'm saying? We need niggas to get busy to show the league that trades is possible. I'm not mad at you for getting busy. I'm not mad at big banks for getting busy. Cause niggas with this new, let me tell you this. Without the chat, before the chat, I was going trade crazy with niggas. You know what I'm saying? I was going trade crazy with niggas. But it seemed that since we added the chat, boys are scared to trade because niggas gon' you know what I mean, get on it. You know what I mean? Niggas gonna say something about the trade, this and this and that. So I'm not mad at you niggas for turning up the chat and letting niggas know that trades are still possible. You know what I'm saying? But on my big list, I had big banks ahead, but LAV, if you pull off a trade to get Brock Bowers after what he's been doing, I got you slightly ahead at the GM of the year.
Let's make it unanimous. Because I mean, I seem to be the only person working. You know what I mean? You let me know. What say you?
Well, since day one, since I came in the league, I've been trying to make trades with everybody in the league. I've sent crazy trades to damn near everybody in the league, giving them an opportunity.
Crazy trades is a key word in the sentence.
That's bonkers.
I've been sending crazy trades to everybody in the league, trying to get them, to entice them to, to make a deal. Nobody never wants to make a deal. Then once we make the deal, that I've been saying from day one, when I make a blockbuster deal, it's going to shake up the league. It's going to have everything going crazy. It's going to be sirens blowing, dogs hollering and shit, and that's what you got, So what people don't know was that it with nobody else, for a while, but it kept falling through, and then everything accumulated on Sunday, where we were trying to work out a deal on Sunday, and you was trying to get a deal done with some other people. You had some things that you had going on, and when I first did the deal, I said this Connor deal is just the biggest deal. I mean, it's because it's Connor for Wilson. I don't really care about the other people in it. Even though I was telling you, if you make this deal, you'll be able to package them and try to get something else and do something else with. That was part of my spiel to try to get him to persuade him to get rid of Connor. And I mean, it worked. I mean, he made his deals. But at first, I thought I was GM of the year. I did because of the Connor trade. But when you make this Bowers trade, based off of the other ancillary players that I gave you, and in Gibson and Robinson, like I consider them throw-ins. That you end up getting a pretty good player right now, and I think he's going to be pretty good going forward. So right now, I'll give you the lead on the GM of the year.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull back the curtain for y'all. I'm gonna let y'all inside the office of Team LV and let you know exactly what was going on and how it manifested itself. I got an offer from them kids of mine. He offered me like 4 players for 1 player. Looking at the offer, I thought it was ridiculous. I looked at the players he was offering. He was offering Wilson. He was offering Gibson. He was offering Dobbs, and he was offering Auden for James Conner. I thought that was ridiculous because I was just thinking to myself, he basically fit put me in the same position that he was in. I'm gonna be with a hole at running back with these players. So we were just basically, I was gonna give him part of my team. He was gonna give me part of his team. I was gonna give him a better, and he was gonna give me bullshit. But as I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. If I could get a running back to fill this hole, then actually this is not a bad trade. Because I have Wilson and I believe in Wilson, and then I have some more pieces to make another deal. So as I started thinking about that, I decided to hit some other owners up and try to see if I could work out a trade for the third running back or fourth running back and put him as my RB2. Little did he know that I was going to do that. He thought I was just making that trade to him. But my trade was totally based off, can I get another trade first with somebody else for some of these other niggas? Because making that trade for Wilson will basically put Deontay Johnson on the bench. I need production. I don't need niggas on the bench that's good bench burners. I need niggas that's on the field. That's how you win games. You don't win games from your bench. You can have 1,000 points on your bench. If you scored 98 points and the nigga scored 103, you lost. That's all that matters. So I told myself having Johnson on the bench was a waste of my motherfucking time. So I couldn't just trade him just like it was. That'd have been dumb. I told myself that's dumb as fuck. But if I get a decent running back, then I'll consider it. So I try to make trades with a lot of owners in the league. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all told me no. Y'all wasn't feeling me. Y'all were offering me shit that was crazy. Shout out to you trying to win the deal. I'm just trying to get a deal because I already got something else going on. I'm finna win this whole deal. That's how I'm thinking. If any of y'all fuck with me. So right before the game, I hit up Bayou Boys, asked him what he wanted to do for Charbonnet. He said he wanted Khalil Shakir. I didn't think that was that bad. I was willing to offer more than that. I'm glad that I didn't just offer. I just asked the man what he wanted, and what he said to me was reasonable. So making that deal, especially at the time where they had him projected at, I was thinking, shit, that's cool. That's a cool RB2 field. Now I can make this trade to him and get these other players. So I did. I hit the trade right after that. But I wouldn't have made that trade if I didn't make the trade for a running back. But I did. So that made that expendable in my mind. So after I made the trade to him, the next target was to get a running back. I hit some of y'all up. Y'all ain't really hit back. Shout out to my nigga. I hit you up, you ain't hit back. That's cool. You know, you ain't want to do business. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? Because I like your player. You love him. So how can I be mad? You know what I mean? He ain't fuck with me. So that's cool. But Greedy did. Me and Greedy was able to make a deal. He was going through some situations. I had some answers that he was able to fuck with, and we was able to make the deal. And that was part of my whole thing. So I took the players that he gave me, kept one of them, sent the other two with this other nigga that I have no use for because he can't get in the lineup except for 1 week. I can find somebody to do that. And I turned it into a Brock Bowers. So in my mind, he think he got over on the deal. I believe that I won in the deal because I was able to make 3 deals for that 1 deal. And that's all that mattered to me in that situation. And that's how we won the trade.
Top is so much better than the bottom. So much better.